Okay, the last section of this chapter is called the laws of cosines. Again, these are not right triangles. They cannot be solved using a right triangle. So, and the laws of sines does not work because you only know this angle, you know this side, and you know this side. And if you try to do a proportion, it doesn't work because you know one of everything. So you have to use the laws of cosines, which is right up here. So all you're gonna do is, let's say we wanna find side B, which is right here. Again, these can be interchangeable. We're gonna do B squared is equal to C squared plus A squared minus 2AC cosine of angle B. And then we're trying to find B, so we do B squared is equal to C squared, which is 84 squared plus 78 squared minus 2 times 84, 78 cosine of angle B, which ends up being 102. And you plug that into your calculator and you take the square root of that, and you're going to get B as 126. And then once you find that, so you know that this is 126, now I'm going to find how to find this, the angle now. So how do you find the angle? That's how to find the side. How do you find the angle? So let's find angle A. Well, side A needs to be on this side then. Because we're trying to find angle A. So A squared is 19 squared. B squared is 24.3 squared plus 21.8 squared minus 2 times 24.3 times 21.8 cosine of angle A. And 19 squared is 361. And if you add these together, you are going to get, what are we going to get when you add those together? 24.3 squared plus 21.8 squared equals, you're going to get 1065.73 minus 1059.48 cosine of A. This is the mistake. This is attached to the cosine of A. You have to get rid of this first by subtracting on both sides. So that's going to make 704, negative 7473 equals a negative 1059.48 cosine of A. Think of it like this: 3 equals 2 plus 5x. You don't put these two together, you get rid of this one first. This is like the number in front of a variable. You need to get rid of the 1065.73 first. You divide both sides by this, and then you have to do the inverse cosine, and you're going to get angle A is equaling 48.3 degrees. So doing the angles are tricky. The sides are a little bit easier. So that's how you do the angles and the sides. And now, how do you find the area of a triangle that is not a triangle, that's only given 3 sides? So in 2 sections ago, you learned how to find the area of a triangle that was not right. You were given 2 sides and 1 angle, or you were given 2 angles and 1 side, if you remember that you did this. Hopefully you do, that you found the area. But what happens if you're given 3 sides and it's not a right triangle? The first thing you have to do is take the semi-perimeter and take half of it. It's called the semi-perimeter because you add up the whole perimeter all the way around. 30 plus 56 plus 50, and you get 136, but you have to take half of that. It's called the semi-perimeter, and that's 68. So you add up all the sides and divide by 2, and you're going to get 68. And then the formula is the semi-perimeter goes underneath there, and then you're going to put 3 more parentheses. How far is 50 from 68? 18. How far is 30 from 68? 38. And how far is 56 from 68, 12. You multiply them all together and take the square root of that. And you are going to get 747.1 units squared. So that's how you find the area given three sides. You have to find the semi-perimeter first by taking half of the perimeter. 68 is called the semi-perimeter, and then how far away each of those sides are from the semi-perimeter. And that's also on your formula sheet. Okay, that's all the laws of cosines. You would have had the laws of cosines in Algebra 2 too. Last year we did the laws of cosines. But I don't know if you remember it that well, but it's just definitely using the formula, and now instead of using the sine inverse or the sine button, you use the cosine button and the cosine inverse. I remember kids having problems because they were using the wrong button. Remember, before I shut this down, it's the cosine button that you have to use. Sometimes you have to use the angle, and sometimes you have to find the side. So make sure you use the cosine button.